Hello and good afternoon. Adam Burns, the Wealthy Son here. And yes, afternoon. I know I usually shoot the videos in the morning, but I had to go to my son's school today. No, he wasn't acting up. I kept him home yesterday because he had a little bit of a cough, and I wanted to make sure that he was okay. You guys know he has had asthma in the past, and I didn't want it to get too bad, so I actually, kept him home yesterday. That's a word to you parents too. If you can, keep your child at home so my son doesn't get sick. I mean, that's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I feel like if my child is sick, if I send him to school, other children may get sick. And if there's already a sick kid at school, he may get worse. So it's kind of like a win-win thing. I get to make sure he gets better at home and he's not getting worse by being at school or affecting other kids. So if you have kids, they're sick, keep them home. Anyway, I stayed with him a little bit at school today so that I could observe his coughing and making sure that the teachers were comfortable with him while he still has a little bit of cough. He doesn't have a cold or anything like that. But I didn't want the teachers to be like, "Oh my gosh, what's wrong with Adam?" And it's just a little cough. So anyway, they do a phenomenal job at the school. They're learning like French and Spanish and all that other good stuff at the same time. I mean, the kid's 3, so he's on the path to speaking 3 different languages. So man, I don't know, man. I need to get my game up because if he starts, speaking Spanish and French and starts saying some things to me that I don't understand, that's going to be a problem. So I guess I need to go order Rosetta Stone. I only wanted to learn Spanish, and I took Spanish in high school and stuff, but I kind of dropped off and you're not using it on the regular. I still understand a few words, but I need to be able to understand everything that he's saying. But anyway, I told you guys that I was reading a book, Lead for God's Sake. I'm almost finished with that. It's definitely a great book. You need to go out there and get it. Like you need to know my whole life story. But anyway, I've been doing some studying to find out the success pattern between leaders of the world and then also church leaders as well as leaders in the direct sales and network marketing industry. And after looking at all 3 professions or all 3 patterns of leadership, one of the most common things that I have observed is consistency. They have been consistent with their behavior, with their confessions or affirmations, and they've been consistent with their daily activities. And I think that's so important now to be able to gauge up where you're going to be at in life. You should be able to gauge where you're going to be at a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. Whatever timeline you want to be able to find out where you're at in life will be based upon your activities that you are following on a daily basis now. So if you want to say, well, why am I where I'm at today? If you don't like it, well, you probably need to change your behavior patterns and then also find some traits and characteristics of people who are at life where you want to be. You probably did something yesterday that led you to where you're at today, and so forth and so forth. So anyway, if you don't like where you're at today, you need to get some new behavioral patterns and then get consistent at them. You can't keep changing in everything. Even in business, I see a lot of people going from company to company, trying to find the greatest opportunity. But more than likely, it's not the opportunity that is the reason why you're not having success. It's you. You have to do some personal development. You have to do some changes and make some changes in your life and then get consistent at those changes that you've made. Your consistent behavioral practice can't be changed. Okay? I'll say that again. Your consistent behavioral practice can't be changed, meaning that you practicing being consistent at something, that activity can't be daily changing. Just keep making changes every single day, or you won't be able to gauge your results. So in order to find out whether or not you're having success or failing at anything, you have to give it some time. You can't possibly fail if you're not in the game, because you don't give yourself an opportunity to fail. The good thing about being consistent is you're able to gauge and track your results. You'll be able to find out what you need to tweak to get better at something. For a while I used to call myself the jack of all trades. But what I realized when I used to say that, I was a jack of all trades but a master of nothing. I knew a lot about a little bit. So now what I've been doing is, even though I still know a lot about a little bit of, I know a little bit of things about a lot of different things. Does that make sense? I know a little bit about a lot of different things. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, anyway, so what I want to do is I want to start mastering those things that I know a little bit of, and start becoming masters of those individual skills. And I've prioritized the things that are most important that I want to master. One of the things that I want to master that's very, very important to me is my ability to get up in the morning and function fully every single day as if I went to work. One of the hardest things about working from home, even though I've been doing it for 3 years, is having a consistent schedule. I use the ability to be free from working the job as an excuse not to get up every day. Now, of course, now that my son is in school, I do have to get up. I'm forced to get up every single morning to make sure I get him to school by a certain time. But now it's when I come back home, what activities am I jumping into? So one of the things that I'm mastering is my time. That's what I'm becoming a master of my time. I'm tracking where I'm spending my time, who I'm spending it with, and how I'm bartering my time is also something that I want to become a master at, so that I'm not giving my life and my time to time things. Because there are some people who will just completely take advantage of you and your time. So you want to make sure that you are getting something for your time. It's okay to serve, it's okay to volunteer, but you need to also understand the value of your time. That's 6 minutes. Wow. Sorry. I hope you can learn something in those 6 minutes. I'll see you guys tomorrow.